has joined.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't worry, you will learn something good today.
Okay.
Sometimes UiPath package installation took a long time basically to do the things.
Wait, are you showing?
You are
Wait,
able to
are you?
see my studio, right?
No, I only see the I only see the document.
Document? Okay,
Yeah.
let me reshare it. Now,
Yes. Now I see it.
okay. I just installed the UiPath PDF activities. Okay. So here basically we do have a PDF. Okay. But we don't have a split PDF activity over here. Right? Split PDF we don't have. We
Yeah.
having a export, we having a extract, we do have a get PDF page count, join, manage PDF password, read PDF text, and read PDF with OCR, which I was telling you. Is read PDF with OCR is responsible for reading the data from the scanned PDF, and the read
Mhm.
PDF text is responsible for reading the data from the native PDF. But we don't
Yeah.
have anything which can help us to split it up. So splitting the PDF, we need to basically find out some third-party libraries which can help us to do that in UiPath. There is no mechanism right now in UiPath basically which can help you to do a splitting kind of PDF split. But what you can do, instead of doing that, if they want basically create a a separate PDF, we can basically do like this. In the read PDF text, when we go into the property section, so there is basically the range we can provide, like how many pages we wanted to read. That is a different thing altogether. We can't basically filter it out on the basis of here. Okay. But read PDF, get page count, extract PDF page range. Yeah. Maybe this will help us to get the pages range first of all. How many pages were present in the PDF? That will help us to get that. Once we got that, we need to loop it through each page. Okay. And then basically have a kind of, you can say, uh, you know, a regex basically in place, which help us to find out that whether the, you can say, account number is being present there or not. If the account number is being present there, we can basically utilize a create PDF or something. We need to basically have a some activity we need to find out which can help us to create that particular page as a separate PDF. All right,
Okay.
getting my point. What we need to do. So very first, in this example, it's saying that how to split a PDF file based on the account number. So for splitting a PDF, we don't have any activity. What we can do, very first, we can basically find out like how many pages were present in the PDF. So that, because every PDF it's saying that as an account number as a separate PDF means that in each of the page we do have an account number, right?
Yeah.
So in that case, first of all, we need to find out how many pages were present in the PDF. Then there is an activity in UiPath basically, not directly we do have, but let's find out the split PDF activity, okay? Split PDF. Yeah. So here basically, let's find out how we can do that. There is a RPA component in the marketplace. That is what I'm saying. there are people has built this manage my PDF, activity, which you can install in the system, and can basically via this you can break your PDF into multiple PDFs. Got it? But this is the one way. Okay, this is the one way that you
this
can
is
do.
an extension.
Not extension, I would say this is again a like UiPath having a mechanism that people can build their own library as well, own dependency as well to utilize. Like currently,
Oh,
yeah, currently as we are basically utilizing this UiPath.pdf.activity, it is being provided by UiPath itself. But if you wanted to have some activities being built by you itself, you can build as a custom library by yourself, and that custom library can be utilized as a or you can say custom activity can be utilized in your project as an activity itself.
okay.
See, there are the ways basically. So if I go to the library, if I create over here test library, okay, this is the one way basically. This is for creating a library inside a UiPath studio itself. That is the one way. There is another way that you can write your own program in basically VB.NET or C Sharp. Okay. And there basically you can create the custom activity via basically there is a two class are helping you to do that UiPath.custom activity package. And there is a basically one more class is composite component activity. Those classes can help you to build the custom library itself. The one way is basically having the activity created via this. So this may I'll just add it as maybe hello world. Okay. And in this, I'll put a blog message here. UiPath training. Once I'll publish this, you can see something. I had just put a log message over here, nothing else. Right?
Wow.
Oh, sorry. Just the thing. Just let me tell you.
So you publish your own package.
Yes, I am publishing my own package basically. And that package I can utilize as an activity in UiPath. Getting my point?
Yeah.
What happened here? Why it's not allowing me to publish? Maybe in the community version they are not allowing or something like that. Yeah, they are not allowing. Maybe let's do that in the custom one. Maybe I'll show you that how it can be done. So let me go back. I'll create a new folder here. You will see that it will basically publish that into the UiPath package in this folder. So if I navigate to there, you can see that it has created a one NuGet package here, right? And that
Yeah.
NuGet package, if I now go to UiPath, my code basically, and just basically, you go to the manage packages, having a local path setup over here, like let's say I would like to change this to my path, right? The path basically which I have just created. Right. So now I was giving that path over here. Once I give that, if I go to the test doc, you can see the test library over here. Just now I have created, it came over here. See,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is as similar like what we are doing as an activity. And if I install it now, the given key 0 was not present in the dictionary. Something issue over here. Keep it up. Just a second. Huh? Let's see what is happening here. System activities package, it has. Yeah. So now let's see, we are able to basically publish it into our space. Yeah, in our space it get published. If I go to UiPath now, and if I go to the manage packages, go to all packages, search is over here. Hello. What was the activity name? I think it's test library. Hello world. Yeah, just a second. Yeah, over here it is there. You can see this now. I can basically able to install it as a activity like dependency. I was doing that earlier. I'm able to do that. And if you go to now activity section and just search over here, hello. So you can see that as an activity, you have that library component being present here. And it will not do anything right now. I haven't added any input argument, output argument, and nothing like that over there. That is why you are not able to see any properties section, means nothing over here in the property section. But
Okay.
when you run it, you will see that it will basically, give you the log message what we have written there. Hello world log. So if I run this now here in my where I have utilized that activity, so you can see that once it will start running, see, you have a training class. Did you see this? This we have
Yes.
written here itself. You have a training class in the library, and we got that log message. Got it
Okay.
or not?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So that is a way of basically creating a library component in UiPath. The same way, basically, you create a custom activity in UiPath using some language, maybe C Sharp, maybe VB.NET, something you can do and can write your code there and can prepare a same activity what basically UiPath has created for us. Like these are the activity UiPath has created. If there is any activity which is not being present here, which is not fulfilling our criteria, we can write our own code to basically help create a custom activity, and that activity we can basically utilize in our code.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, how to handle unstructured data in PDF, see image, table, data, scan PDF, and handwritten document.
Oh, how to handle unstructured data in PDF?
So let's suppose you're having a
Okay.
data in a
Yeah.
PDF in an unstructured format.
Yeah. You could use yeah, regular expressions.
Yes, you can use regular expression, you can use string manipulation to basically extract the data properly out of there. And in the table also, you can basically try to, and it's saying that image table data is scan PDF. So if there is a table data being present as a scan PDF, we will use the read
Yeah.
PDF with OCR so that it will help
Yeah.
us to get the data out of there, right?
Yeah.
And handwritten document, we can't basically utilize directly this read PDF or read PDF with OCR activity. We need to utilize some advanced OCR and document understanding capabilities in those basically PDF, where basically we having a handwritten document being present. Means handwritten means someone has write something by hand over there, not in a digital format. It's in a basically you can say signature being written over there, or some other text being written as a handwritten text. So that part basically, if you wanted to extract from the out of the PDF, we need to basically utilize the some advanced capabilities which being present in UiPath, called it as your document UiPath document understanding, where basically we having the capability being present to extract the handwritten text as well.
Okay.
Yeah. How to convert a PDF to image, a Word document to a PDF.
How to convert
PDF to image.
image to Word. Yeah, you could just use OCR, read by text.
No,
OC
there is a basically export. There is an export activity in PDF now. So if you go over here, I think over here only I have installed. Where I have installed the PDF. Okay, just a second. Just a
Mm.
yeah. So no worries. I'll install it here itself. Again, no worries. UiPath.pdf. Right. When we install it, there is an activity called export to other documents. So export activity you can utilize. You can basically extract the image. You can extract the PDF to convert it into the Word doc as well. So if you basically just search over here in the activity section, PDF, you can see that export PDF as image, images from the PDF, and extract. So this activity can help us to convert the PDF into image, particular page into image, right?
Okay.
So that we can
Okay.
utilize.
Okay. But to get text
Mm-hmm.
from the opposite way, you use OCR.
Correct. Image from the image, you definitely use the OCR.
Okay.
Yeah. Now let's jump to the another part, database part. how to connect SQL with Oracle database, SQL Oracle database, what should be provided inside a connection string. So only the difference over there, the provider basically. Let me give you the example. Just a second. Huh? Sorry, Saturn, I was talking to someone with my friend. So
Mm.
to connect basically the Oracle DB, SQL Oracle DB, we just need to basically, the configuration is remain same. Over here, when we go to the connection wizard, when we start connecting, so here basically very first, we need to choose the Microsoft ODBC data source. Sorry, my Oracle data, sorry, over here, yeah, Microsoft ODBC data source we need to choose. And here basically we need to choose the .NET framework data provider for ODBC. This is for the Oracle database connection. But very first, what we need to do to connect the database, we need to create the DSN for that. DSN is basically domain specific name. We need to basically, create it over here in our system. So how we create the domain name over here for to connection to the DB? We need to go over here, search. Uh, just a second. ODBC data source. So when we basically click on this Oracle ODBC data source administrator for 64-bit, here we need to go to the system DSN, user DSN, and click on the add. And here basically we need to create a DSN for our Oracle. And for Oracle, we need to install first of all the Oracle client in our system, which will help us to bridge a gap between that connection. Okay, kind of a driver or DLL you can say we need to install. Right, the SQL Server we do have, the SQL Server native, this is by default being come. But for connecting the Oracle, we need to have that Oracle 10G Express, something we need to install over here. Okay, and once that is being installed, we will create a connection here. How we will do that? Basically, let's suppose I'll having a connection to be created as ODBC driver for SQL Server. Okay, so let's basically create that. We need to specify a name over here, the server name where we would like to connect. So means every detail we need to provide related to the SQL Server. Once we do that, it will basically allow us to have a database connection being ready over here. That connection we directly utilize in our database configuration over here. So once we go over here, like let's suppose we would like to create a connection with the Oracle ODBC data source. So once we basically having this, we just need to provide the host name and port or server and username and password. We'll click on the test connection and it will help us to have a connection be ready. The steps are same. Only the difference is that we need to create a DSN first of all, so that we having a database connection be ready. And that DSN is being created in the ODBC data source.
Okay.
Got it or not?
Yes, I got it.
So over here, if you go like Oracle ODBC 64 driver. So you need to install this Oracle Instant Client. This will help you to have a connection between the UiPath and the Oracle ODBC. Oracle database. Okay. Once you have this ready, install it. Means once that is installed, you will find that driver over here. The section, the name of the driver currently we are having now. So currently we don't have that Oracle driver over here, right? So that driver will present over here. Once we have that driver being ready, we just need to click on that driver and click on finish. Once we click on finish over here, we just need to provide the data source name, the database name, all those things. And we click on OK. So it will have that things for us ready, right? And then basically that part we will going to utilize in our connection wizard over here. Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How to insert, update, delete value in DB objects? You need to tell me this part. Insert, update, and delete object in DB.
Oh yeah.
Via UiPath.
In DB. Yeah. Well, it is activity for inserting for DB. Like you could insert and there's an activity for updating and activity for deleting. So
see that you need to basically remember. You can't say that there is an activity like that. You will say that there is an activity called run command activity, which will help you to do this insert, update, and delete things.
okay.
And run query is basically to get a data out of the database, means doing a select stick from database to get out something from the database. That is basically run query to give output to you back. This is basically not an output. This we would like to modify or update something in a database. So run command is for that.
Isn't I see one up on top that says insert.
Insert is basically, yeah, definitely insert is there. Insert, it's only for insertion part. No? Again, there is another activity called bulk. But this activity, which is basically I was telling you, this is responsible for everything. Insertion, update, deletion, everything you can do via this run command activity.
Okay.
Got it? You just need to provide your query over here, like the select, you can say that maybe if you like to insert. So you can say insert table name means let's suppose I have an employee name. So you can say insert employee name where insert employee name employee table where the ID is something like that. You can basically insert data over there, or maybe the insert values you need to provide. So insertion command is a different, then update command is a different, delete command is a different. You just need to provide the command over here. Got it?
Yes.
When I say command, just a second. So I would suggest you to go to this site, W3 Schools, and over here, SQL exercise, try to with that. And here basically you will find out everything. Like, because those are the command only you're going to utilize over here. So let's suppose you would like to insert the data, right? So this is the query. Insert into table name, then the column basically which we having to insert and their values. So if the example we see,
Yeah.
right?
But it does also show how to
Yeah.
do.
So you can see that insert into customer. Customer is nothing but this table customer. What are the columns you would like to insert? Customer name, contact name, address, city, postal code, country. These are the columns we would like to insert, and their values are this.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
So this is the way basically to do that things, and try to basically do this in a exercise so that you will understood like how basically you will write a query in a command over here. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how to insert in a bulk values from Excel to database activity? This you need to tell me now.
Yeah, there's a bulk activity
Correct. There is a bulk activity in
come
it.
in the run command. Yeah.
Correct. Now, let's move to the below, like major difference between workbook and Excel. This you can tell me. What is the difference between Excel workbook activities and Excel activities in UiPath?
Yeah, well, workbook activities allows you to run Excel documents. You don't have to have it actually downloaded onto your machine. It could be run on any machine.
Mm-hmm.
However, there are limits to how much you can run on it. And with the Excel, uh, you have to have it downloaded. You need the Excel actually to be installed onto the machine in order
Correct.
to run it.
Correct.
And yeah.
There are the other things as well. Let me show you one example. A good example, basically. A very good example. You will find out it very much interesting for you. So workbook activity can only basically work on the .xls or .xlsx extensions Excel file only, not others. But the Excel activities can be work on the .xls, .xlsx, .xlsm or other basically .xlsb as well. So if you would like to basically run a macro, you know macro or not?
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
would like to run a macro via UiPath, you can't do via the workbook activities. If let's suppose there is a workbook, there is a Excel where basically some macros are also being written, and you would like to read that Excel file in UiPath, you can't do that via workbook activity because the extension over there .xlsm and the workbook activity don't support the .xlsm extension, right? So if you would like to basically read out the data, you always need to have the Excel activities for those kind of activities. So now what I would like to show you the example. In this example, basically, I'll go to over here. There is a report content. So in this report content, what I have a lot of basically data over here, the transactional data for each of the location and their product, their status and the time taken. Basically, this is kind of a transaction result, you can say that. Okay. And their status over here being present. What I would like to do on the basis of the status, I would like to prepare some charts via UiPath. Means that I would like to prepare a KPI, basically this kind of chart. How many total transaction I have processed, how many success rate were there, what it looks like the view wise report status, location wise, then country wise. These are the chart I would like to prepare. Do you think that we can do that via UiPath or not, first of all?
Let's see. I believe so.
We can do that.
Yeah.
So over here, we having one template file. In this template file, we have already prepared our pivot table we have already prepared. Do you know pivot table?
You said pivot table, right?
Yes, pivot table.
I've worked with that. Yes.
Okay. So this pivot table basically help us to prepare the, you can say, reporting kind of a mechanism out of our data. So the raw data, if you would like to get some report, we can generate the pivot table, which will help us to get a result as a reporting kind of structure, right? So there are multiple reports I have generated over here. The top, basically, whatever you are able to see, total transaction, the total successful criteria, there is a, this is a basically, you know, a table which we are going to use, and there I have utilized the charts as well in Excel. So this chart basically I have already done. What it will done, it will basically write a data inside this output detail. As soon as the data gets written over here in the output detail, my pivot is gets refreshed, and it will generate the chart out of the this data, basically what basically generated over here in the output detail. Got it?
Yeah.
So let's run this and see this, how it is working in the real time. So if I basically go to here, now if I go to basically a report, the file basically generated for me a report file. If I open this, go to the left hand side, you can see that all the charts being created like this, the same, the total transaction, the total, why it's not showing the value over here. Yeah, the total transaction, the total successful transaction, and the charts basically which we are able to see as a BU wise, then location wise, then the country wise. Here is our my pivot table, right? On the basis of what I am generating the charts, this is my pivot table, and the main data is this, which is basically helping me to generate the output. Got it?
Yeah.
So this is the way basically we can do that. And that is why I was telling you that main difference is also that Excel over here, if you see that I haven't used the Excel as, sorry, I haven't used the workbook activity. I have used the Excel activities over here to perform this operation. So you can see that I have used the Excel activities to perform this operation.
Yeah, because workbook has limitations on what
Correct. Workbook doesn't
application can
have
run.
this pivot operation. We can't do this pivot table operation, and also it doesn't support the extensions other than .xls and .xlsx. Those are the limitations with the workbook activities. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. How to handle a warning pop-up running in a macro using UiPath. So there is a basically, you know, you can say disable the pop-ups. We can write a thick code in the macro so that it can disable the pop-ups for us, right? That we can do. In the macro itself, we can write a line of code which can help us to disable those pop-ups which are unwantedly coming into the screen.
So you can write codes that can actually
Correct.
stop it from
To
popping up.
disable the,
Oh,
correct. To disable the pop-ups basically.
oh.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, how to handle a huge data, say 1 lakhs of rows of data in Excel. Can you tell me, like I just already gave you this example in my previous to previous session when I was covering some topic in the Excel side as well.
Wait.
So tell me one thing. Let's suppose you having a Excel file which having more than lakhs of records were present. Via using this Excel activities, it will be get very hard to read the data out of those activities. What is the benefit and what is the suitable solution to do this automation, where basically if we having a very huge set of data being present in the Excel file, and if you would like to read the data out of that, how we can do that?
Wait. Can you repeat that again?
So say it like you can basically understand this question itself. Tell me how you will do this. how to handle a huge data, say 1 lakhs of rows data in an Excel file. If you would like to read this data, how you'll do this?
Oh, I should data in one handle a huge data macro rows in Excel. Trying to think because you can't. I think you can in the activity you can give it an option to determine the amount of amount of rows that you like to receive, I guess.
No, but if I would like to read the entire data, not only the chunks of data, but I would like to read the all the rows being present there. 1 lakhs of rows I would like to read. Is there no possibility I can do via UiPath?
Yeah, there is. I just kind of forgot that one. Yeah, I forgot that one.
No worries, just a second. Huh? So this we can do via the using Excel as a database. Can't we do that? We have seen the example,
Yeah,
right? Where we are using an
yeah,
Excel file data as a database.
yeah.
So that we can resolve via that, na? If we are not that time directly using the Excel, we are reading the data as a database.
So you can use the Excel, the SQL.
Correct. Excel as a database, we have already seen that. Na? I have already shown to you the example when I was covering the database automation. There I already
Oh,
told you, right? Excel as a database, how we can do that.
yeah,
So that way,
but
basically, we can do that.
yeah, but there's a certain amount of rows you would like to show, I guess,
No, it doesn't
using.
matter. Even the 1 lakhs of records being present. Think about like the company database where basically not only 1 lakhs, there is a millions or trillions of data being present there. Even that time also we can easily can read the data using this database automation. But via Excel, we can't do that because Excel is an application. And out of the application, if you would like to read the data, there is a basically lag in between to read and not basically we will get the proper data. Those are the limitations were there.
Okay,
Got it?
yeah,
Okay. I think I'm good for this part. Sudden, I think you can basically proceed with these questions and can do let me know if you're having any challenges on this. I would like to talk on this couple of more topic basically which I have written over here. First is that how to convert array of string to object.
okay,
Is it how we will do that in UiPath? So that is a one question basically people asked in an interview. How if you're having an array which is basically a string type, and if I would like to now convert or typecast to that to in a object, how I will do that? So let's go to the UiPath. Not here, maybe here. Let's build a variable called array str. Okay, and this array str we can put string type of array. Okay, and let's have a value called maybe ABC and then XYZ, right? This is my array basically. So currently, if I would like to convert that array into an object array, let's suppose I'll create one more variable over here called array object, whatever it is, and I'll give that type of array object to as type of array of object. Okay, let's do this. Let me just put it outside. Yeah, So now, if I would like to convert this array of string to the array of object, how I will do that? I just need to use the cast object over here, cast of
Class
object.
of objects.
Yeah. If I will do this, it will help me to resolve the array, basically resolve the issue, right? Once I'll do this, cast of object dot to array, so that what it will do, it will convert the string of the object, string basically array to the object array, and then give me a new array, which is basically type of array of object. So if I will basically show you data now, again, I'll use the array object, but here I'll use the string dot join method. And I'll put this array object here, and let's run this. You can see this. I got the data.
Yeah.
So there is nothing big challenge. We just need to utilize the proper mechanism to cast that, right? Typecasting we
Okay.
need to do over here. Got it?
Yeah. So I just
Mhm.
see cast or typecast or cast of objects.
See, it is similar basically. Let's suppose you're having an integer variable. Let's suppose it is 10. And if I would like to typecast it to the integer to the string, what you will do?
Dot cast.
No, dot to string, right? If I would like to basically typecast
Oh,
a particular variable as integer type, and if I would like to convert it into the string variable, I need to use dot to string method. Over here,
dot to
this is a
string. Yeah.
collection. This is a collection. This is not a scalar variable or not a primitive variable. That is why I'm using over here cast method. And the cast method can help me to convert a particular collection to the particular type. Got it?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. There is another, basically people ask this question. There is an invoice number text available in the Excel file, and Excel file is having 1 lakhs of records. How to find a cell index of the specific text? There is no column is available as per the interviewer, basically is being asked. So tell me, like let's suppose in the Excel file, let me open the Excel file again. So over here, if I would like to get a, cell number of this, how can I get this text? If I would like to get a cell number of this text, how can I get that? Do you know this?
Okay. To get that cell.
Yeah, currently, what is the cell number first of all?
Yeah, it's just the text in
829.
the. Hmm?
829, right? This is the cell number,
Yeah.
right? What you are able to see
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, it's 829.
Yeah. So if I would like to read this particular text cell number where it is present in the Excel, how I will get that? Do you know that?
Yeah, you could just open up read Excel spreadsheet and X and look up cell
Correct. Correct. So
829.
there is a basically a lookup activity is being present here.
Yeah.
Right? You need to basically look up table activity you need to utilize there. So if you go over here, there is a called lookup. Just search that lookup.
Yeah.
So lookup range or look, you can utilize this
You
VLOOKUP
can
as
just
well.
read
VLOOKUP is
lookup.
the different thing. VLOOKUP is basically kind of it will also give us the value only, na? VLOOKUP finds the data in a range or a sheet using Excel VLOOKUP function. Yeah. Over here, we don't know na, which column index it can be present. So we would like to search in the entire table basically, or entire Excel basically. So there is an activity called lookup range. Maybe this we can
Okay.
help. This is a workbook activity. You can utilize this also, or lookup table basically earlier we do have. This is a lookup table, data table. It's basically under the, this is for Excel, this is for data table to do the lookup, right?
Okay.
Maybe we can go with this lookup range, and over here we can provide the value to lookup is this. Sorry, not this. This one. The value we can provide this. In range, we don't know what range it can be. Column index we can provide maybe over here in the property section, it will give us the output. So we can say that range, yes, and we can use the Excel application scope here. Let's give is the file over here, report content, and let's put this. This is here.
And it would know.
Argument in the range was not supported. So we are not sure what range can be there. So we can say that instead of this maybe, or maybe this itself, we can utilize, we can say that what seat it is.
It's 829.
No, no, no. We need to basically utilize the Excel application scope here. Use Excel. This activity we need to utilize now to get an Excel instance so that we can basically say that which range we needed. Excel dot sheet. Yeah, report data sheet. We don't know that what range is basically. Range we can put like this. We don't know which range it is present, right?
Yeah.
And we put a message box here. Say that. Oh, sorry. I think two range I have created now. Yeah. Delete this and say this str range. And yes. And yes. Okay, it's a object type, so we need to change this because it cannot be directly as a string type. We can basically make it as an object type so that it will not give us an issue. Now run this and let's see. VLOOKUP is not working because it's saying that exception type Excel file exception system runtime. Range has an error. We need to at least provide him something, the range over here, what range it was looking for. So let's do one thing. Currently, I'm making it basically, hard coded, but you can read out how many rows were there. Currently, we do have 201 rows. Okay. So I'm saying to this range as A1 to E201. Okay. This is the range I am giving to this.
Okay.
But this is hard coded. You can basically change the range as dynamic runtime, like what range can be there. Right. This is not correct what we are getting. Right. This is not correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, this what we got, this is not correct. That is not correct. Definitely that is not correct. Let me stop it. We are looking for this value. VLOOKUP is this. It should give us the range only, right? Yeah, this got that basically exact value. I think the VLOOKUP activity is not for that. VLOOKUP is different thing. VLOOKUP basically we were trying to look up on the basis of one cell value to the another cell, right?
Yeah.
VLOOKUP is
So
different. We are trying to look up that. Lookup means finding the data, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So this is basically can help us to get the data out of the table cell or you can say Excel cell directly. Lookup range activity.
Okay.
Okay. Then there is another ask. Basically, there are 10 transactions are available in the orchestrator queue, and suppose 5 bots are working in a 10 transaction. I want to write a logic such that when the last bot working in the last transaction, it should send an email so that after bot should get to know that this was the last transaction or in other words, bot stop working for the next transaction. This part is anyhow being done if we are using a UiPath queue, so every bot is running for the new transaction only. As soon as there is no new transaction item is being left, the bot will stop working. The only basically this part he has added as for confusing to us. Okay, this is basically anyhow being done in the if we are using a UiPath queue and if multiple bots are running currently simultaneously or you can say concurrently together. So if there is a transaction, no transaction item being left, the particular bot which is running, which it will stop there because it will not find out any transaction being left over there in the queue, right? So it will stop there. This part is already being done. We don't need to do anything for this. It's already being done. The only thing he want to know for this part, how we will handle that. So let me just give you some simple words on this question. Basically, he want to know, let's suppose you having a 10 transaction item being running currently. The requirement is that as soon as the last transaction item being processed, our bots should send a mail notification. And that particular, only a one bot need to send a mail because let's suppose concurrently if we are running 5 bots together to run those 10 transaction item. So we don't want that every bot is going to send a mail. No, only the last bot who has took a last transaction item can basically send a mail to the basically orchestrator. From the orchestrator, let's suppose there is in the queue, let's suppose 5 transactions right now being left and 5 bots are running. After basically a last transaction item being picked by the any of the bot, I am basically supposing that that bot should send a mail, not all other. Got the question or not?
Okay. So each bots are running 5-10 transactions.
Yes. No, not each bot. Basically, think about it. Total, you have 10 transaction item in the queue. Okay.
Okay.
Total 10 basically means 10 in a new state. Right?
Okay.
Now you are running 10 bots together to process those 10 transaction item. Got it? Till
Yeah.
so
You
far?
mean five? You mean 5 bots?
Not 5 bots, 10 bots.
10 bots? Oh.
Yeah. 10 transaction item, 10 bots are running together.
Okay.
He wants that as soon as the last transaction item is being picked from the queue, the 10th transaction item is being picked from the queue by any of the bot, it should send only the mail, not others. Means at the final, basically, he want a reporting mail. But that reporting mail should only send by one of the bot who has processed the last transaction item. Got it or not so far now?
Yeah.
Now tell me how we can do this thing.
Could have like a loop that'll determine the last uh
No, but all the
iteration.
bot are concurrently running on a different machine. Loop will not help over here, Sudden. Think of that. The one transaction item is running in my machine and another transaction item is being running in your machine. Let's suppose we are 2 bots basically.
Mhm.
Our machine is 2 bots and we are running 10 transaction item. So your machine has also picked one transaction item. My machine is also picked as one transaction item. So concurrently, when we start processing the transaction item, so how we will distinguish that Saturn has already picked the last transaction item and I don't need to send a report now. Looping
It'll go.
concept won't help over here.
Mm.
Any idea?
So so I'll just go to the last transaction and then just send an email to the last bot. So I'll just determine the last bot
Yeah,
or the
but
last,
how we will distinguish that this is the last bot basically?
like it's a first in, first out. So it's like a queue. So it's like once
Definitely,
it,
it's a first in first out. See, think of that. You have two transaction item right now. One is
Mhm.
picked by you. After that, one is picked by me. So in between, maybe you basically process your transaction item quickly, but my machine has took some time. Maybe some error is being encountered. Something being happen over there. It has took some time. So currently, the last transaction is not picked yet. Sorry, not processed yet. I am currently still working on your bot is finished your task. So you shouldn't send a mail, but my bot should send a mail on that case. How we will
okay.
distinguish that whether the processing is being done or not, or should I send a mail or not?
So at the last one, you could have it as final, like for the bots activity. Um, I think there's a way you can like when you're creating the bots, you can actually set it to stop at a certain bots or by using like a command.
No, no, no. This is not work. Basically, in the in the UiPath, when we write a queue item in the orchestrator, that time at the time of creating the queue item, whatever the transaction item we are adding at last, we can specify there one flag basically saying that it's a last transaction item as a true or false. Okay. So every transaction item where we having a last transaction property as false, we will process it as expected. But where we got the last transaction item as true, we need to send a mail now. The bot who has picked that last transaction item as true, basically transaction item, he basically responsible for sending the report mail. But here is one more catch. If that bot will send the mail for the reporting, but there might be a chance that the transaction
Hello? Uh, hello? Hello?